All right, we're in Chapter 8. We're looking at a new concept here called enumerated types. And an enumerated data type is a programmer-defined data type. This is something that you guys can actually create yourself as your own data type, which are kind of unique, rare situations when you're doing this. Usually when there's a sequence of data that are constants, this tends to work well with. When you create an enumerated data type, you specify a set of symbolic values that belong to the data type. So the example down here, we could create one here called enum. That's the way that we declare. We're going to give it a name here called day, and then we're going to encapsulate. We're going to assign to that these days of the week, Sunday through Saturday in this particular case right here. So inside the braces, each identifier, such as Monday, is the enumerator that you want to add to this particular enum type that we're creating right here. So the enumerators are constants that represent an integer value. So for example, this Sunday would be in the first location, so that I have integer values 0, 1, 2, and so on throughout the rest of these. So the value of the day dot Sunday would equal 0 is the integer value. So Monday, of course, would be 1, and Saturday would be 6 in that case. Now, when it comes to declaring an enumerator declaration, and you're going to set one of these up, where do you declare it? Well, we can put it inside or outside of the application's namespace. So it can be accessed anywhere within our namespace, essentially, and even inside of a class, it will be available. Once you've created an enum data type, you can declare the variable of that type. So once we've created it, we can then use it. So we can say here that we've got the day. This is kind of like int, or it's kind of like string, or double, or decimal, because we've created an instance of that. So back in the previous slide here, we created this, and this is our own data type. So now that we can use an instance of this, we could say not int work days, but we could say day and then the work day, and that's the variable name that we're going to use, and create an instance of this variable right here. So to assign the value to the D Monday and to the D name variables, we just simply type in the type, the enum type that we just declared, and we type in the actual well, in this case, for the first one, Monday, and that would come back here, and it would give you the work day. So that would come back as 0, the integer value at that point. So in that case, if I wanted to know what the first day of the week would be, I could say, well, let's use our new enum data type. Monday is the first day of the week. Let's say we're going to convert that to a string, so that's going to be from a 0. Now it's going to be converted to a string, so message box will pop up with a 0 is that integer value in that case right there. Now something a little more maybe practical. In this example here, the enum, the enumerator are integers, but you cannot directly assign it to an integer variable, which it seems a little bit ironic, but because it's an enum data type here, we have to make sure that this would be an enum. It's not. This is an integer. So they're saying here, let's take that enum and let's cast it as an integer so that this side of is equally assigned, and we can make it equal to this side right here. So we have to cast it as an integer type. So Friday would be whatever that integer value was, which was 4, whatever, 4, yeah, I think it's 4. All right, so in this example, you can specify default values to enumerators. So in the example, when we're creating an actual enum type called months, days, we could actually set this up as the first one, 0 would be January is equal to 31 days, February is equal to 28 days. Well, could change, but anyway, we can actually assign an actual value to the enum location, and that would tell us that whatever month, how many days in that particular month. So this would be more of a practical use of this example of creating an enumerated data type example here. All right, so we'll see you in the next video.